Screen-level dog handling. Handling dogs on campus is different than handling dogs at home. It is important to follow all signs and follow Seattle Humane's policies and procedures. Kennel cards. Kennel cards are very important. Do not open a kennel without first reading the card. Each animal on campus should have a kennel card hanging outside of their living space. In particular, pay attention to the following. Volunteer level. You will only be working with dogs that have a handling level of green or that say all volunteers. This dog is listed as blue, so would not be a candidate for you to walk or interact with. Special diets. If you are going to be feeding treats or providing enrichment, make sure you are following any dietary requirements found under special diets. This dog does have a special diet of AD or high-value wet food mixed with a small amount of dry. Toys and bedding. Some animals have a particular kennel setup. Don't add anything that isn't approved if a restriction is noted. This dog does not have a toy or bedding restriction. Medical diagnosis. Some animals will have an exercise, housing, or handling restriction if they have recently had a surgery or have a communicable disease. Follow all restrictions. This dog does have medical notes, but they are not prohibiting his activity level. The exercise sheets are also very important. We use them to make sure we are meeting minimum standards of care and also to help prioritize which animals need attention. You will find this hanging on the wall in between dorms 8 and 9. They are updated each morning by the opening staff member and list every dog on campus, whether they are available or not. The photo on the left shows the exercise sheet for the day. The far left has 3 boxes. Ideally, we want every animal on campus to have at least 3 interactions each day. The central section lists the dog's name, location, and handling level. Looking at this list, you may interact with the top dog only. All other dogs are blue. The right sheet details how to record your interactions. We can see that writing a W in the box means the dog was taken for a walk. So far in the day, each dog on the list has gone for 1 walk. Other notable abbreviations include H and P. A highlighted H next to an animal's information means that that dog is a holder. A holder is a dog that refuses to go to the bathroom in their kennels. If you have a holder on your circuit, you should prioritize them going out of their kennels first, since they likely need to go to the bathroom badly. They should be the first dogs taken out in the morning and the last dogs taken out at night. A P next to an animal's name means they are a priority for exercise. These are dogs that may be experiencing extra shelter stress or are just naturally higher energy. If you ever find yourself with some spare time, please focus on these dogs. When holding the leash, always use 2 hands. The hand furthest away from the dog should be holding the end of the leash with the loop. Place the loop over your thumb, then grasp the loop with the rest of your fingers. This allows you to let go of the leash quickly if needed, but also prevents a dog from pulling the leash through your hands. Do not hold the leash in any of these ways. In the first picture, it would be very easy for the dog to pull the leash out of the person's hand. In the second and third picture, the person could not let the leash go quickly if they lost their balance or the dog pulled them. When walking a dog on leash, follow this guideline. You should be able to stand at the dog's hip with just a tiny bit of slack in the leash. Do not let the dog run ahead of you, and do not hold the leash so tight that you have constant pressure on the dog's neck.
How to get a dog
When
out of a
getting
kennel.
a dog out of a kennel, you want to make sure
Using
the
a
dog is
lead
calm,
to get a dog
with
out
all
of a
4
kennel
feet on the
makes the
floor
process
before
very
you
fast
open the door.
and easy.
Pay close attention to their body language, and remember, you can always stop and get help if the dog is acting uncomfortable or nervous, or very rambunctious.
You can get a dog out of a kennel using a leash instead of a lead. However, when using a leash, you have to enter the kennel and lock yourself inside. Some dogs get more excited when you are in their space. Refrain from saying no or giving other corrections. Stay calm and quiet, and deliver your treats low to encourage the dog to keep 4 on the floor. Anchoring the lead at your belly will prevent you and the dog from being injured. Always open the smaller kennels by pushing the door inward. This lessens the likelihood of a dog escaping. When getting a little dog or any dog out of a kennel, consider crouching down so that you're not looming over the dog, and feel free to use treats. Always be aware that other people may be moving dogs to and from kennels, so enter hallways cautiously. Even when walking the little dogs, hold the lead at your belly. When leaving a run, put
When
your
putting
hand
a
under
dog
the dog's
away,
chin
the
and
most
back out
important
of the
step
kennel.
is to make sure the dog can't slip past the person and escape.
Good boy. Okay, that's a beautiful dog.
When walking through campus, make sure you are letting other volunteers and staff know you have a dog by saying, "Dog coming," or "I have a dog," loudly when you open any doors.
Dog coming.
As much as possible, don't open doors until the dog is standing quietly by your side to help reinforce calm behavior. Use the mirrors on corners to see if other dogs are coming by. If you happen to be standing in the hallway and hear "dog coming," please step to the side and keep your hands and arms at your side. This is not an opportunity to pet dogs as they walk past you.
Look there.
Dog coming. Yeah. Good boy, Nigel. Come on. Such a good boy.
Loose dog!
If the dog you are working with gets loose, follow these instructions.
Even with the best
Most
of
importantly,
intentions, there will
don't
come
panic.
a time when a dog will get loose. Don't be shy. Make sure everyone knows there's a loose dog. Loose dog! Some loose dogs will start fights with other dogs at the doors. Carefully use your lead to get control of your dog and move him away. Whatever your scenario, stay calm, holler "loose dog," and then quietly go and collect him. Loose
Here's
dog!
what you should do if you
What do
have
you
a
do
dog
when
and
you
hear
hear
someone
that
else
sound?
say loose dog.
Loose dog!
Using a happy voice, move to the nearest safe place and close the door. Loose dog! Loose dog! Don't wait to see where the dog is coming from. Just move to a safe place.
We track interactions dogs have with volunteers. This allows us to gather information and track any changes, positive or negative, dogs are showing while on campus. Based on this information, we can add, modify, or discontinue behavior plans. You'll get your login information on your first shift. The following slides show where to find DBS, or Dog Behavior and Socialization, notes, and briefly touches on what to write. Once you're logged into PetPoint, click the red Exercise Notes button at the top left of the screen. If you don't see this function, please make sure you're logged on to Google Chrome. You can search for an animal with any of the criteria on the drop-down menu. Names can change for a variety of reasons, so an animal number or location can be helpful backups. Please fill in all the fields that have been highlighted in red. If you worked on training, please indicate which behaviors you worked on. In the comments section, please write a summary of what you did while you had the dog out and anything noteworthy. Click the Flag for Staff Review checkbox if you would like staff to be aware of something in your notes. It is helpful if this is starred or Staff Review is capitalized in the notes. Our vets, dog pathway coordinator, and behavior team review these notes daily. Please remember to click Submit Activity at the bottom of the screen. You can always ask other volunteers if you need a refresher. DBS notes are one of the best ways for us to digitally track an animal's progress over time. We want to hear about medical and behavioral information no matter if you consider it good or bad. In addition to helping our vet and behavior staff develop plans for the animals, this information also can be helpful in filling out adoption plans with more about the dog's personality and help connect with adopters. Writing notes also helps you pay more attention to objective behaviors. With practice, you'll become better and better at seeing more subtle signs that you may have missed before. There are benefits to both objective and subjective language, but to maximize consistency between volunteers, we ask that you use as much objective language as possible. This means deconstructing your subjective impression of the time you had with the dog into the objective behaviors you observed. For example, if your impression was that the dog was nervous in their kennel, think about what behaviors you saw that led you to that conclusion. Did the dog show certain signs of stress? What were they? Yard etiquette. You'll be taking dogs to the exercise yard each day. However, the yards are used by multiple departments at different times of the day, so make sure the yard hasn't been reserved before heading out there with a dog. If there are 2 people using the yards, try to leave the middle yard open. Finally, safety reminders. Safety is our #1 goal. Please follow these guidelines to stay safe. If you are ever in doubt about what to do, please check with a staff member for guidance.